Are you someone who has crossed the threshold of your 20s? And are you someone who has probably graduated college, scored a great job, and are figuring out how to be an actual adult now that you're in your 30s? If your answer is yes, then worry not, because in this video we will not only help you to step up your financial game, but will also help you become the adult you are trying to be. So without further ado, whether it's finally buying a house, a car, investing in stocks, lavish furniture, costly kitchen essentials, or buying real estate, here are 10 things you should wait to buy until after 30. 1. Your own house. The first thing that you should wait to buy until after 30 is your own house. Yes, you've heard that right. That's because, as nice as it is to rent or live in a dorm during your early 20s, all that money you spend month to month isn't going to do anything to help your future in your 30s. So, is 30 the right age to buy a house? To answer that, some people believe that the best time to buy a home is when you are ready for it. However, financial experts urge prospective home buyers to always start looking for a house in their 30s. Wondering why? Here are 3 reasons that'll have you convinced to buy your first house in your 30s as well. You are relatively stable in your career. If you look at your career stability, then you are likely to be more stable in your 30s than in your 20s. This is an important aspect since a home loan is a huge commitment and requires a stable source of income to ensure that the installments are paid in time. Keep in mind that missing an installment would mean penal interest and a dip in your credit score. Also, the inability to repay the loan could lead you to lose the house and be subject to legal action. Therefore, it is important to avail of a home loan when you are at a stable place in your career. Wiser spending habits. When you start working after around 15 to 20 years of education, you have dreams and aspirations. Especially as a youngster, you are a bit reckless with your money because you have waited long to be able to earn and spend without being answerable to your parents. Therefore, in your early years, you often end up buying the latest gadgets, traveling frequently, eating at the best dining spots in town, buying the latest brands in clothes and accessories, etc. However, with age, you learn the value of savings and investments and start getting wiser with your money. Also, in most cases, people clear their student loans, pay down their credit card outstanding, and other small debts. Therefore, this makes the 30s the ideal time to commit to a more long-term and rewarding financial commitment, buying a home. More clarity about where you want to settle down. Knowing where you want to settle in is another prerequisite when buying a house. In your early 20s, you are in a phase of constantly moving around, whether it's for studies or a part-time job, and generally figuring out what you want to do with your life. So settling down is usually not an option. However, you have better clarity when you are in your 30s as you are done with your studies. Start to understand your likes and preferences better, and most of all are ready to settle down once and for all. 2. An expensive car. The second thing that you should wait to buy until after 30 is a car, especially an expensive one. That's because many young people in their early 20s buy luxury cars, and cars in general, for the wrong reasons, either often to impress random people or for road trips that they end up not taking due to constriction in their time and hefty study schedule. Another reason why you should wait until after 30 to buy a car is that in your early 20s you don't have many assets to begin with, and buying a car can depreciate even those. A car can depreciate your assets immediately because the moment you drive your expensive car off the lot, the vehicle starts to depreciate. Typically, cars' value decreases 20 to 30% by the end of the first year, and in 5 years, it can lose 60% or more of its initial value. The second thing when buying a new car is to think about how much a new car will cost you over the long run. The tip is don't think about monthly payments. Think about annual payments. Think about the entire term of the loan. Therefore, run the numbers and then ask yourself, do you really need a car that's less expensive right now, or maybe you should wait until you hit the 30? 3. Expensive porcelain. Crockery dishware. Talking about buying a house until after 30 years of age, another thing that you should wait to buy until after 30 is expensive crockery and dishware, especially dishware and porcelain crockery that is fragile and takes up a lot of cabinet space. That's because if you are in your early 20s and living in a dorm that doesn't have much space and an enormous kitchen, the idea of giving up all your cabinet real estate to pots and porcelain plates isn't usually applicable and appealing. Also, less space means cramming things that can easily break your favorite dishware. So it is better to wait until you're 30 and have your own house and kitchen space to set entire stacks neatly so it doesn't monopolize your space, and also offers a durable solution for your fragile collection. 4. Lavish furniture. Like expensive crockery and dishware, another thing that you should wait to buy until after 30 is expensive furniture. That's because trying to be a grown-up, furniture-wise, is much easier when you have settled down, had a house of your own, and better a spouse to share the happiness with. In our 20s, it can feel foolish or bittersweet to invest in setting up home as a single person, especially if you don't own your place. Therefore, in your 20s, even if you can afford it, nicer furniture, whatever feels spendy to you, whether that means a $500 sofa or a $5,000 one, can feel off limits until you've built a life that can sustain its weight. 5. Buying health insurance. The next thing you should buy, especially in your 30s, is health insurance. That's because in your 20s, you're invincible. Bullets bounce off your skin. You're immune to car accidents, but that might not be the case in your 30s, so if you're ready to start your 30s, it's time to get serious about your health insurance. That's because assuming a health emergency won't happen to you is a recipe for financial and physical disaster. Your next major healthcare bill might come 5 years from now, or it might come tomorrow. You need to be prepared for it right now. The tip is to start by understanding some of the factors impacting health insurance premiums and choose a policy that makes sense for your family. Or if you're single and healthy, for example, you may feel comfortable with a low-cost, high-deductible policy. And if your employer doesn't provide health insurance and you still need coverage, worry not, you can easily obtain one through the health insurance marketplace. Easy peasy, right? 6. Acquiring life insurance and long-term disability insurance. Unlike health insurance, not everyone needs life insurance or long-term disability insurance. However, if you're in your 30s and run a household where you earn the majority of the income and the household depends heavily on your ability to earn, then buying life insurance and long-term disability insurance should be on the top of your list. That's because in your 30s, if something happens to you, your family needs a backup source of income to keep going. What you should do is to explore multiple options, speak with several brokers, and start thinking about how much life insurance you need. 7. Securing and investing in stocks. Does stock investing make you nervous? If so, you're not alone. Some people panic just thinking about the volatile acrobatics the stock market performs and the risks associated with buying stocks. Others find stock investing scary because they don't know much about investing. They don't know how to evaluate companies, pick stocks, time the market, or use stock screeners. It's all a foreign language to them. So if you're one of them, stop sweating now that you are in your 30s and take some investment risks. Because with 30 or so years before retirement, you too are young. This is also the best time for you to take on investment risks by deploying the vast majority of your long-term savings, 70% to 80%, at this age in stocks and stock mutual funds. And remember that you don't have to be an equities guru with historical data on PE ratios or a list of buy-sell indicators. Instead, just put money in every month and buy a handful of index funds that track the major market indexes. Aim for a couple of U.S. funds that track indexes like the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000, and a couple of foreign indexes that track European, Asian, or emerging markets. Over time, they're almost sure to go up. So, what are you waiting for? Load on the stocks and start taking risks because you're only 30. Cute, right? 8. Purchasing a rental property. Another thing that you should wait to buy until after 30 is rental property. That's because in your 20s you are continuously doing jobs, which keeps the money coming. But in your 30 to 35s, that's when most Americans' income starts to stall. So, if you don't want your income to stall in your mid-30s, you need a clear strategy for how you will keep growing your income. It could be starting a side business, aggressively investing in equities or real estate, becoming a landlord, changing careers, or embracing more responsibility at your current job to get a raise. A really good option is buying a rental property is a good option because it keeps the money flowing in, and if circumstances arise, you can also sell it to make ends meet, regardless of your specific strategy. The important thing is that you have one and you execute it vigorously. Otherwise, expect to be earning the same salary when you're 60, which can be a real bummer, and you wouldn't want that, right? 9. A comfortable mattress. The next thing that you should really upgrade after 30 is a comfortable mattress. That's because if you're sleeping on the same mattress you have been using since you were a kid, there is a good chance the springs are worn out, and if not, it doesn't matter. With new mattress technology, it's high time to let go of old things and move forward. Buy a mattress which not only cradles and envelops your shape to keep your spine aligned and your joints supported, but also provides some relief to your aging and aching muscles. Now, if that's not a decidedly mature bedtime move, then not sure what is. 10. Dermatologically approved skincare products. Most people in their 20s have flawless skin they can be proud of and generally don't need dermatological procedures done to their skin. But as you slowly start to near your early 30s, collagen production in the skin starts to slow, skin begins to lose resilience, and skin damage done in adolescence and early adulthood starts to become visible. As a result, many people in their early 30s wonder what they can do to remedy fine lines, reduce skin clarity and elasticity, and many other age-related issues. So if you're one of these people, then this tip for you. One of the things that you should wait to buy until after 30 are dermatologically approved products, such as peel-off masks, products containing retinoids, vitamin C serum, hyaluronic acid, and chlorhexidine-filled formulas prevent breakouts that may still be present leading up to your 30s. Remember, clear and clean skin not only is a sign of good health, but can also make you look much younger than you actually are. So, what are you waiting for? Visit your dermatologist today to bring out the glow in your 30s right away. With that said, that is it is for our top 10 things you should wait to buy until after 30. We hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, as it helps channels like ours to keep on growing. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time we upload new content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that you have an amazing day. Bye.